Hi, how are you? Today I'm down at College's Crossing. It's been a couple of weeks since I actually did anything, so I thought I'd better hurry up and do another video for you. So today I'm going to talk about carers, and the correct term is now support workers, but I still call them carers. So what it's like having carers come into your home, what it's like having employed them. So when we our very first carer that we had, way back, 21 years ago now, came in, would shower Ryan, and then would come in the lounge room and sit down and go, okay, where's my cuppa? And we were sort of like, wow, is this sort of what happens? You sort of can't get rid of them, they just sit around. He was very touchy-feely, didn't use gloves, was very hands-on with Ryan. And anyway, we sort of rang up and said no, we didn't want to continue. It wasn't for us, but only to find that quite a few people had rung up that day complaining about this particular worker, and that he ended up getting sacked, and they said no, please continue and just try someone else. And luckily we did. And over the years we had some fantastic workers, some that have become really good friends. Ryan's best friend was one of his workers to start with, and but we've had some shockers. We've had workers that turn up just to cry most of the shift and tell me their problems and not actually do any work. We've had one that we got rid of. One night I was out, it was back when I was doing party plan, and I was out and Peter was in the shed, and when she was using the hoist she got Ryan's penis caught in the sling, and he sort of yelled at her and she panicked. Anyway, she showered him. She left early, but one of the things that she did is she told the kids not to tell us. And it was a Friday night. The kids were a bit funny over the weekend. Eventually Jade told us, as Jade would. And so Monday I rang up to say we didn't want her back. Now, the reason we said we didn't want her back wasn't because that she got his penis caught. The reason we didn't want her back is because she told the kids to lie to us. And no one can do that. One of our longest workers been with us for 14 years now, and which is great. Most of the ones that we have been with us at least a couple of years, and fantastic workers. When we first had workers, like, one of the things I'd say to people is, when you come home from work, what's the first thing you do? And it's you throw your bra off, you get comfy, lounge around the house and whatever. And because we're having workers come in, I wasn't comfortable on doing that. And it's probably only been in the last maybe, I wouldn't even say it's 10 years, it'd be less than that I will actually put my pajamas on, so that when I'm waiting for workers to turn up at 11 o'clock, I'm in my nightie or my PJs, because I would never be comfortable doing that before. But now it's like, who cares? It's, that's life. And that one of the things recently, we've been advertising for someone, and we'll get 96 applicants and offer people a job which they accept, and then they just don't turn up. And I don't think they realise that, okay, you have expected them to come, you want them to come so that they can help you, and you haven't rostered anyone else on because you're expecting them. And I think a lot of people are just applying just so they can keep the dole. It's very frustrating, and that's the worst side of it, is that unreliability from people. They need to understand that, yes, it might just be a job to them, or it might just be that they're going to help someone, but to us it's making sure that, like Peter, because he hasn't recovered from his hip operation, that he has the help to be able to get Ryan out of bed, because if he doesn't, he's stuffed for days afterwards. And they don't sort of realise that. They can go home at the end of their shift, and that's fine. We have it all the time. But in saying that, we couldn't live without them. The workers that we have, they're hardworking, they're friendly, they come from all walks of life. Over the years we've had people from Salvos, we've had Jehovah's Witnesses, we've had Buddhists, we've had workers from Sudan, we've had workers from parts of Africa, Swedish, English, you name it. Kiwis, we've had them all. We don't discriminate against anyone's religion or background. All we ask is that they do their job, and I'm fortunate that those that we have now, they do that. And it is, I think I touched on it when I was talking about sex. It's like having people in your house all the time. I suppose the best way to think of it is just imagine that you have the continuous guest who just never goes home. Because we have people in morning, we have people evening, we have people overnight. Some days during the day there's people there from 8 till 3. So yeah, so it's like having that guest that just never goes home, that you just have to learn to live with. And that's probably the best way of describing what it's like having workers come in all the time. So that's it for me today. It's only a short one. I just want to say thank you to all those people that sent me messages saying how much they appreciated what I'm doing. And like I say, if you have any questions, as always, let me know. Next week I'm actually going to talk about medical decisions and what choices you make and how you make them. So for now I'm going to go. We had our NDIS review this week, so that sort of took up a lot of my time lately, and but I will be back next week. And if you want to come down to beautiful Colleges Crossing here, it's really underutilised during the week, and there's pelicans and there's ducks and there's undercovered barbecue areas, play areas for the kids, walking tracks. Up the top there's a cafeteria that you can buy things from, plenty of toilets and open spaces. Really is a lovely place to come to. I actually might even come here again next week and bring myself a picnic lunch. Okay, I will talk to you then. Have a good weekend. Bye.